So guys, it's Tim here for 23 Days in March production. It's Monday, May 31st, 2021. And you know what we do on Mondays. Mondays are all about review, catching you guys up on what happened the weekend, and recommending a few photographers that I think you guys should be following. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna go ahead and get into this thing right about now. Thank you guys for coming and checking out the channel. Really quick, if you could, before we start the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for this channel. What that'll do is allow me to continue to make videos because I know that you guys want the videos to be made. So thank you so much for your support. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into it. You know how we do on Mondays, or all Mondays are about highlighting photographers and just letting you guys know what happened from the week past as it relates to photography news. And then I'm also going to recommend a book today that I have been reading that I think would be beneficial to you. So we're going to start off with photographers. Now, since this is a holiday week, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to highlight a couple of pages that honor that work in that honor our service heroes, because this Memorial Day is about honoring those who have made the sacrifice to protect and serve this nation that we call home. We're going to honor 3 pages who preserve the memory of the bravest amongst us. And we're going to go ahead and start. So the first photographer that I want to highlight is Gabriele Micalizzi. His works are focused on the social condition of people and the relation they have with the territory they live, politically and socially. And I love his work because a lot of it is in black and white, and the contrast of his photos in black and white is amazing. The story that his photos tell and the framing of his photos is really amazing as well. He does series, and one of the series that I like on his page is how he covers the brutality of the war that's happening on the Gaza Strip. He does justice by telling the story of those who don't have the global media available to them to get their story out, which are the people who are affected by the bombings that have taken place on the Gaza Strip. The next photographer we're going to highlight is Sebastiano Piccolomini, and he is a photographer. He's a photographer and cinematographer, and he works for the History Channel. He has a show on the History Channel. His work is considered cinematic. He considers his work cinematic imagery, and I am a huge fan of cinematic quality work. I love when a photographer can take regular photos and give them a sharp, crisp edit, whether it's in post or whether it's captured right from the camera. I love when I see photos that kind of emulate what a digital recording camera can make. And I love this guy's work because all of his photos, whether they're taken from a recorded camera or taken from a digital camera or a mirrorless camera, I love that he's able to make them appear so cinematic, like they are staged almost, like each shot is staged. He photographs military installations all over the world, and one of the ones that he's concentrating in right now is the Middle East conflict with ISIS, and the way that he captures these people in day-to-day life, his imagery, it kind of pulls you in, and each photo that he captures tells a story. And I love the way he edits, and I love the way that his photos kind of, like I said, just kind of take you in from the first moment you scroll on his page. His photos kind of take you away in the imagery that he's able to convey. The third photographer, and it's not really a photographer that I'm going to highlight, it's actually a page, and the page is military_history. And what they do is kind of find photographs from times in war. I believe they do World War I, World War II, I believe they do the Civil War, and they do Vietnam. They post images from across these wars and acknowledge the photographs that photographers have captured that maybe the photographer has never been credited for the photo, or there is no credit for the photo, but they highlight these photographers in these photographs, and they make it a point on their page to display these beautiful works of art from photographers who were installed with various military installations and were able to capture some amazing photos. And I thank them for creating that page to make sure that we acknowledge these photographers who risk their life. And we may not know who these photographers are because these photos, most of them don't have a photographer attached to them. But at least in this space, we can acknowledge that the photos exist, and we can acknowledge that the beauty and the capturing the eye of the photographer who captured these amazing photos. We're going to get into a little bit of tech news. So Nikon, the huge company that I love, my camera is there. That's a Nikon D70-100, and then that's a Nikon D50-100, and then I have all those Nikon lenses right up there that I use on a day-to-day. They have a press conference for the first week in June, and it is speculated that that press conference will be to announce the release of their first entry-level mirrorless camera. And there's also speculation that this mirrorless camera will have a body, a vintage style body. It's kind of an ode to the old film cameras from back in the early days of Nikon. And it's speculated that they're going to release that camera or the details about that camera next week. And that camera is speculated to be the Nikon Z30. And why this is important, why you should know this, is because this is potentially the moment in Nikon history that's supposed to elevate Nikon into the mirrorless game. Because if you follow Nikon, or if you follow photography news, then you know that Nikon, which used to be one of the industry standard photography companies, they were light years ahead of Canon and Fuji and Sony and all these other camera makers, Kodak. They were the staple. They have slowly started to, well, they're actually the bottom feeder at this point. They are losing market share every single year, and they need a camera that can save them. And by all standards, this Z30, Nikon Z30, is supposed to be the holy savior, if you will, of Nikon. So they're expected to make this announcement next week. So stay tuned, because if they do make that announcement, I will most likely have a full review of the Z30 sometime soon. I don't know when I'll get my hands on it, but I will have a review of that mirrorless camera. So that's the photography news for this week. Nikon is having a press conference this week coming up, and they're going to potentially release information about their Z30. Can't wait for that. Last thing I want to recommend for you is a good book. Okay, so the last couple of weeks I have been reading a really good book called You Are the Universe. It's by Deepak Chopra, and the book itself is the title of the book, or description of the book, says this book delves into questions pertaining to existence, human existence, consciousness, reality, and perception. And the reason why I've gotten into this book as of late is because as you get older as a person, you start to ask deeper questions about the meaning of life, and you start to want to understand questions about the meaning of life, and you start to want to fill out your life experiences with something meaningful. And it's okay to ask those questions, and it's also okay to go and find the answer to those questions. And so I'm learning that as I grow older and I have these questions, that if I continue to have them, that I should address them and go find knowledge so that I can deeper root myself in being a happier person, a person that has knowledge and understanding of who I am and what I am to this huge system, this huge universe that we know very little about. sense, but I implore you to read the book because you'll get a better understanding of what I mean. It's a really good read. You can find it on Audible. I'll actually link that book in the description box so you can find it. And I implore you guys to watch it. Or not watch it. I implore you guys to read it or listen to it. It's a really good, really good read. And that's kind of it. That's it for this Monday. Thank you guys again for checking me out. Go ahead and, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment on this video. Let me know that you enjoy this video. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to be letting you guys know how to make a portfolio at home. As a photographer, you need a portfolio, right? And I'm going to show you a really inexpensive way to get a portfolio of your work together. So check that out on Wednesday. It's going to be a really helpful and insightful video. You don't want to miss it. And turn my notifications on so you get that video notification first when I drop it. That's it. You guys be good. Take care of yourself. Love each other. Be positive. Speak positivity. Affirm the things you want in your life. Manifest the things that you want in your life. And understand that once you manifest them, they're already yours. You just have to go get them. So take care, you guys. And I'll see you on Monday.